get your people here. Great. So, like the four pillars that I always talk about. Number one is your income. Then number two, smart investing like ETF. ETF is extra traded fund. It's just a basket of stocks. A basket of stocks. So maybe you would have heard about the popular one, S&P 500. That is a very popular one. S&P 500 simply means the top 500 company in the United States. Keep it simple. A lot of time, a lot of people will tell you so many things, and you realize that, oh, it's so difficult to invest. And I say no, it's not difficult to invest. It's not difficult to build wealth. It is not. But a lot of time we get it complicated. So what should you do? ETF is whenever you buy a unit of stock of ETF or a unit of ETF, you are buying everything that is in that basket of ETF. Okay, so S&P 500, which is the one that is pretty popular. Think about, for example, like a VOO. A VOO would have close to like, it has 500 companies, top 500 company in the United States. That's it. S&P 500, the top 500 company in the United States. That's what that is. But why should you put your money in ETF versus individual stocks? Because with individual stock, you are putting your risk at 100%, right? It's at versus you spreading your risk amongst 5, 10, 100, 500 companies. So with your $1, you can buy 500 companies in the United States. In the top 500 companies, what are those companies? Like you have Microsoft, you have Google, you have Meta, you have all of the top 500 companies that they are evaluated every month. I mean, every quarter they are evaluated. So you see some of them fall off every single quarter. Thank you all for tapping out the live. Let's Myopi, welcome, and moving silence. Thank you so much for joining, and thank you for tapping out the live. Thank you for sharing the live. We're trying to get to 10,000 within the first 10 minutes so that we can get to the FYP. So really, really appreciate that. My YouTube community, welcome. We're trying to get to 20 subscribers today. So welcome. If you haven't subscribed, do that. Consider doing that. Duolingo, welcome. So we're talking today about the real estate investing. We're talking about the four pillars that I talk about, right? Four pillars that I talk about. So welcome. The 14 people that just joined on YouTube, welcome. We're trying to get to 20 subscribers at least today on YouTube. So if you haven't subscribed, you don't have anything to lose. You even have way more things to gain than to lose. And on TikTok as well, we are trying to get to 10,000 with likes within the first 10 minutes, and also get to at least 20 followers today as well. Okay, great. So the four pillars I talk about, I already mentioned the income, right? Income. Then the second thing is smart investing, which is the ETF. ETF is a basket of funds. Instead of buying individual stock, the pros of ETF, are you at school? Yeah, this is so. Yeah, the pros of ETF is that it's easy entry. So it's always good as for a beginner investor, because you don't need to pick and choose. You can simply open your account today, fund the account today, and at the same time start investing still today. That's how easy it is, right? And you can simply just open your bank, open your investment account like a Fidelity account. You can open it right now. I mean, it's already late. It's already Central Time, 3 p.m. But normal, you can. I think you can still open it because they close at 5. You can open it today. Start investing tomorrow, right? Buy your first ETF like an S&P 500, top 500 company in the United States. You buy it and you set it up one time, automation, that every single paycheck that you get, they make this deduction from your account every single time. And once you have that, it takes money out of your account. So that is how easy very easy entry. It also helps long-term investing. What does this mean? An S&P 500 return it has returned averagely between 8 to 12% in the past 30 years, averagely. Last year, it returned 18%. What does averagely mean? It simply means that you are, so there are times when it's like 32%. S&P 500 goes all the way to 32%. It goes to 15%. Last year, it was 18%. It could be 4%, but averagely, because you are a long-term investor, averagely, you are getting between 8 to 12% consistently for the past 30, 40 years. And that's the reason why the multimillionaires and the billionaires love it so much and they invest in it, because you manage your risk. You know that it's almost like you are almost comfortable. It's almost, it helps you. One of the biggest issue with investing is you losing your money. You almost want to address that risk because you are investing in multiple companies at the same time. Like, think about it, top 500 companies. You have a Microsoft, you have Nvidia, you have Meta, you have all of these top 500 companies that are evaluated every single quarter. So people get to drop. Hello, Nkop A Ford, welcome. Subscribe if you haven't. Welcome here, and do along to welcome here. So, and that is how you, because you can almost be certain that you are going to get solid returns on your money. It is giving 8 to 12% in the past 30 years. So it won't get to your turn and it will not return that. It would not get to your term and not return that. So basically, that is the beauty of ETF, right? The other ETF that I also talk about, just to add to it, is NASDAQ 100. Welcome. Subscribe if you haven't. We're trying to get to at least 20 subscribers on YouTube. And of course, we're trying to get to at least 10,000 in the first 10 minutes in terms of tap on TikTok, and also get at least 20 followers in this life, right? While we are adding value and we are all learning how to build well. So thank you for sharing the life. Thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate that, because it just helps to push this community forward, and then we have more people come build their knowledge about finance and wealth building. Okay, so having said that, another ETF that I also put my money in is NASDAQ 100. What is NASDAQ 100? NASDAQ 100 is simply the top 100 technology companies, okay? Top 100, like companies like NVIDIA, right? Everybody knows NVIDIA. All of that kind of Microsoft, Google, all of those top technology companies, you would find it inside the NASDAQ 100, the top 100 technology companies. And the ticker symbol is QQM. Those two has returned average between 18 to 22%. Yes, it's way higher than the S&P 500, but so is also the risk. It sways itself, like, because it's technology, goes up, it goes down, right? As well when it comes to NASDAQ 100. But it's also something I have in my portfolio. Reason why, that's because I'm a doctor of business and technology. I also teach AI in cybersecurity. I'm a vice president of technology, right? So I know technology is the future. Technology is now. Technology is here, right? Yeah. So I tell you, I know for sure that technology is, I want to put money in technology, right? So NASDAQ 100 is a way for you. But at the same time, I'm very careful when putting my money in technology. I will not put my money in everything in one kind of technology. I put my money in diversifying my portfolio. Mindset and Ingrid, welcome. I put spreading my risk across board, right? This is top 100 companies of technology companies in the United States. So you can't beat it, right? So, and what does this help me to do? Instead of buying just Google, right? I am buying 100. What if reason why, if something happens to Google tomorrow, maybe there is a vulnerability, there is a data breach or whatever, or it just simply shuts down for whatever reason, I don't lose my money 100%, because I have additional 99 companies right there that would still lift it up. The same thing cannot happen to all of them. And that is how you build wealth, right? We want to always make sure in investing, if there's anything you want to learn, as much as you love the return, protection comes first. Never lose your principle. And that's where people get it wrong. That's the thing about get rich quick scheme, options trading. If you do not understand it, day trading, penny stock, if you don't understand it, your chances of losing your principal is very high. But when it comes to ETF, your chances is pretty minimal, because yes, the return might not be as high, but what you're enjoying is long-term investing. Because think about it. If you put your money in S&P 500, just an education, just one, let's say you put 100,000 in S&P 500, returning, 8%, 10% in 10 years, in 7 years, based on rule of 72, in 7 years, your money doubles, right? Your 100,000 becomes 200,000. In 14 years, your 200,000 becomes 400,000. In 21 years, your 400,000 becomes 800,000. The same amount, you did not put a dime on top of that 100,000. And then on year 28, guess what? Your money becomes 1.6 million. You started with 100,000. That is the power of compounding. And that's why you always hear about time in the market always supersede timing the market. Pastor Olalade, welcome. King Lucky, welcome. Nantata, welcome. Let's keep. We're trying to get to 10,000 likes within the first 10 minutes, right? So let us tap out the live. And we are also trying to get to 20 followers today. So if you haven't followed, I know a lot of people have followed already. If you haven't followed, now's your time. You have more things to gain than to lose. And on on YouTube, we're trying to get to 20 subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed, you have more things to gain than to lose, because I have long form videos, and of course, you see me here every time. You get notified anytime I'm here once you subscribe and you turn on the notification button. So do that as well on the TikTok side. So let's keep tapping out the live. So that's the beauty of ETF, right? Exchange traded fund. For every other person that just joined, ETF is exchange traded fund and is a basket of fund. Example is an S&P 500, and Nasdaq 100 is what I'm talking about right now. Nasdaq 100 is top technology companies, right? All 100 top 100 technology companies in the United States. Another one that I also put money in is SCHD. SCHD is dividends. So if you're one person that you want to just also enjoy uh, cash flow, so you want to enjoy the growth, but at the same time you want to have cash flow every single month. You probably would have heard some people that would say, oh, I'm just living on dividends, I'm retiring on my dividends. That's because they put their money towards, they have a huge amount, a principal amount, and every single quarter or every single month they're getting returns on their investment every single month. What does this mean? It means that the company is also going to share profit with them. So think about companies like Procter and Gamble, Johnson and Johnson. These companies they call them the dividend kings. They have paid dividends for the past 100 years. How do I know? That's because I worked with Procter and Gamble for 8 years, right? So I know they have been paying dividends, but you can also go on Google and you would see it right there. They call that dividend technocrat or something, or autocrat or something. That's what they call them, because they have not missed 1 year or 1 month without sharing profit with their investors. So that is another one. SCHD is another one. Yes, the growth might not be as fast, but one beautiful thing about it is that you have dividends which you can thereby reinvest, then generate more money, making your money have babies, and then your babies having grandbabies, something of that nature. That is what SCHD would do for you. Another investment that I also invest in is that I put so much of my money, because I am so much traditionally I manage the traditional one, is REIT, right? ETF for REIT, real estate. In anything that you do, you want to have real estate in your portfolio, and you'll know the reason why shortly. But if you're a beginner investor, you do not have so much capital, you are just starting and you've not gotten your education, you are working on your credit, you can definitely have real estate ETF. What is real estate? It's called REIT. Don't ever welcome. They call them REITs, right? The REIT, you probably would have seen buildings like all those malls. You see movie theaters. You see all those high-rise buildings, and you're wondering who owns this. Yes, some of them are owned by company, but some of them are actually owned by property companies, right, that have been around for property companies that are listed on the US stock exchange. So there's also a combination of those companies right there that they are also investing in real estate. So you can also buy and you can just invest in real estate through that means. What are you going to be getting? You will also get like growth, just like an S&P 500, just like the Nasdaq 100, right? Yeah. And you're wondering, so how do I buy ETFs, right? How do I buy ETFs? That's the big question that I always hear. If you don't go to the bank, right? It's not your Bank of America, Chase, or whatever. No, they have the three biggest investment firms. So whenever you want to buy ETF, you buy from the investment firms. What are investment firms? This is investment houses, brokerage firms, where you can actually buy all of the stocks or whatever. Example, the top three, the top biggest one in the US is the Vanguard, owner of VOO, right? Maybe you've heard about VOO. Vanguard, there's Fidelity, there is Schwab's, right? And let's keep tapping out the live. We're trying to get to 10,000. Thank you all for tapping out the live. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for the follow. So we have the VOO, we have the Vanguard. The second, we have Fidelity, and then we have Charles Schwab. No particular order. There's also Robinhood. There is also there's Merrill Lynch, Merrill Edge with Bank of America. There's JP Morgan with Chase, and all of them. There are so many. We just need to Google and check the one that you are most comfortable with, right there. And all you have to do is open the account. Once you open the account, you can start buying the ETF. What for S&P 500? That's VOIVV All of them tracks the same S&P 500. The only difference between them is that there's a particular one. They track the same S&P 500, but everyone is owned by different brokerage firms. VOO is owned by Vanguard. SPY is owned by State Street, but they track the same thing. IVV is by BlackRock, so they track the same S&P 500. So whichever one, just get they've all done decently, right? They've all done decently, and you can choose any one of them. They track the same 500, S&P 500, and that is how you diversify your risk instead of you picking and choosing. Welcome on YouTube, and subscribe if you haven't. We're trying to get to 20 subscribers today, and let's keep tapping out the live on TikTok as well, so that we can get to 10,000, so we can get on the FYP. Thank you all for doing that. Awesome. So having said that, the other thing that so I talked about IVV, so you can simply buy any of those ones. And yeah, whenever you buy one unit, and by the way, you can buy fractional shares. Gone are the days when you say, you know what, it's because I don't have money. I don't have so much money to start investing. You don't need so much money. $1, you can buy stocks of $1. There's something called fractional share. All you have to do is when you get there, instead of you saying, I want to buy one share, what you're doing is that you are buying in dollars, right? I'm buying $1, right? That is how you buy it. Simple as ABC. Enough of the excuses. Gone are the days when you can have excuse, it's because I don't have money, that's why you are not investing. You don't have any excuse right now. It's because I don't have education, I don't know where to get started. Now you get the education. So what's your excuse? You are your own excuse why you are not investing. And you're not investing and you're just saving your money. You're not building any wealth. As a matter of fact, you are losing money. Why are you losing money? If you leave your money in the bank, you're going to be getting 0.01%. That's $1 on every $10,000 in a year. If you have it in Bank of America or Chase, right? That's what you get. However, if you put it in an S&P 500, the same 10,000, you get $1,800 as of last year. That's what S&P 500 returned last year. So I'd rather take $1,800 rather than take $1, right? I'll take that. I mean, everybody, that's a common sense. That's $17.99 more than whatever you're getting with your bank right now. And guess what? On top of the fact that you're getting 0.01%, inflation is also eating your money. So for every $100 or $1 that you have, you're losing it 3 to 5. You're losing 3.5%. So the fact that your money is sitting in that account, you are losing money to inflation. It simply means that your $100, what you can use to buy last year, as of this year, by the end of this year, if inflation is at 3 to 5%, it means that you have lost money. You've lost $3 to $5 of your money. Gabriel said, question, does the S&P 5 fund how do you cash out? Just like the same way as stock. Good question. Excellent question. Just the same way as stock. As a matter of fact, just the same way. So it simply means just the way you buy it on the platform. When you buy it, okay, just go there. You will see buy. Whenever you want to sell, just go there, click sell, and you get your money instantly. Like index fund, the difference between index fund and ETF is that ETF, you can trade it like stock and get your money instantly during the trading window, like till 3 p.m., right? 3 p.m. But then With index fund, you get it at the end of the day when it is settled. That's just the difference. But you trade it exactly like stock. You sell it right now, you get your money right now. It's almost liquid. It's almost liquid, depending on the platform that you're using. You get your money right there on the spot as you're selling it. So that's how easy it is, right? So do not let it. It's yeah. It's And if you want something that is really, 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 really liquid, like you want it like your bank account and all of that, do an IU savings account. So, and typically it's just your emergency fund that you put in that IU savings account. You know, your emergency fund for 1 month, 3 months, 6 months. That's what IU savings account give you 3 to 6%, 3 to 5%. That's what you get. But you know, that's why you want it to be so liquid. But with S&P 500, you trade it, you can buy it right there on the platform and sell it right there on the platform. I hope that answers your question, Gabriel. And follow, if you guys, anybody that's not subscribed, subscribe, follow. So ETF is absolutely amazing. Easy entry, easy sale, easy entry, easy sale. I'm not in the US. Do you use to buy? I think that is, you are in Europe, right? That is just do trading 212. Trading 212 is there, like the platform where you buy and trade. You know, trading 212. I just simply go on Google. Where can I buy S&P 500? Right? Where can I buy? Wherever you can trade stock, you can easily buy it. If you're in Canada, well, simple. If you're in Europe, trading 212. If you're in Africa, there's Bamboo. There is S&P. Stanbic IBTC, there is investment one. Those are different options for you. Or just simply go on Google or ChatGPT, where can I buy S&P 500? Basically, right? And see, S&P 500 is one. You can buy the entire US market. You can buy the entire European market. You can buy the entire, you know, just say every other thing. I don't want the US market. You want outside of the US market. You know, for whatsoever reason you just want to. So that is what it just helps you. Just think about it. Diversification. Everything in a basket. So whenever you are just buying it, you are buying everything. S&P 500 is just very popular because it's the top 500 companies in the United States. So a lot of people talk about it, but you can buy the entire 3,200 stocks on the US stock exchange, and just with just that your $1. That is the beauty of it. That's the beauty of ETF right there. And it's ETF is exchange traded funds. So that is the second pillar, the smart investing pillar. And for everyone, you're wondering that, okay, saying, how am I going to do it? How am I going to do it? I am hosting a free workshop, a free smart investing workshop. I'm hosting it the week of the weekend, May the 2nd, right? Be on the lookout so that you can, you know, it will be on my page. If you have not followed, if you haven't subscribed, you find it on Instagram, you find it on TikTok, you find it on YouTube. It's Money Talk with Dr. Lina. So if you haven't used, it's free. It's free. Just join, and everything I'm talking about, it's going to be a workshop, not a training. So it's going to be very hands-on so that you set it up, you have automation, you have all of those things. Set it up one time, you're good, you're done, and you are, you know, all of your questions would also be answered, right? How should you set it up? Which one should you do? Do you want a VO or yes, the 500 is the safest, they say. Yes, it is. It's almost the safest, right? I mean, investing comes with a risk, my friend. Yes, it comes with a risk, but however, if something has returned averagely 8 to 12% for the past 30-40 years, then it means that the risk is pretty minimal. That's what it is. Your money in the bank also has a risk. You know, even though it's FDIC insured to $250,000, but if you put what if the government decide not to pay? What if insurance? So life in itself is a risk. So there is always going to be a risk. However, what you want to do is, how can you spread your risk? How can you hedge against that risk? That's what you do. Understanding that not investing at all is also a risk, because when you don't invest, in short, that one is a permanent risk, a confirmed risk. Why? Because inflation is automatic and you are losing money, right? You are losing money. But S&P 500, yes, it's pretty decent. It's pretty decent, I can say. There's also NASDAQ 100, right? QQQQQQM. There is SCHD for dividend cash flow. That is also there. Let's keep tapping out the life. Can we get it to 10,000? Let's at least get it to 5,000 first. Let's get it to 5,000. Let's get it to 5,000. And then we'll go to the next one. Myobi, King Lucky, Out of Tea. How are you, Tammy? Let's do that. Okay, let's tap out. Let's tap out. Thank you so much for doing that. I know we are all locked in. Let us tap it all the way out. Let's tap out the life of it. Yes, and subscribe if you haven't. So the investment workshop is called the Smart Investing Workshop for a reason. It's not a class, it's not a course, it is a workshop. So you don't want to miss it, right? This is, I've told myself, I said, everybody that comes my path this year, you will not have any reason. You will be the only reason why you are not invested. That is why I've had the real estate boot camp. Now we're having the Smart Investing Workshop, right? It's going to be on May 1st. Follow if you haven't followed, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, so that whenever we're doing that, you do not miss out on it and you definitely enjoy, get it for free, set it up, and all of the questions that you have when it comes to investing, that it is answered, and you are doing it confidently with somebody that is there to support you, or at least you ask all the questions that you need, right? In terms of what should be the allocation, what should be, I want to automate it, all of those kind of things, you want to do it. Now, I'm talking about the 4 pillars of wealth, right? 4 pillars of wealth that is proven. One is, it starts with your income that I talked about. Now we talked about smart investing like ETF and index fund. The third one that helps you accelerate wealth, that gives you 4 paychecks, right? 4 paychecks is what you get. Actually 6 paychecks. Real estate. Why is real estate very, very important, and why should you have it, or why do I have it as part of my portfolio? Right? Real estate is it helps you accelerate it. Aside the fact that it gives you 6 paychecks, you can also check it. Multi-millionaires and the billionaires, you will see that is where they put their money. Every one of them has got real estate, huge real estate in their portfolio, right? You don't want to put your money alone in ETF. Neither do you want to put your money in real estate. Just the same way you are not picking individual stock and you're doing ETF. For you to be able to win when it comes to investing, you need to diversify, right? So that you spread your risk. So you have ETF, you have real estate, you also have businesses later, as you grow, you also have that. So real estate is the other one. And why do real estate, I call it the wealth engine, I call it the wealth accelerator. Real estate pays you in 6 different ways. Number 1 is cash flow. You use the tenant's money, you buy a house using the bank's money, and your tenant pays you. There is a difference between what the mortgage is and what the rent is. The rent will be higher than the mortgage, right? If it's higher, that difference right there is cash flow. That cash flow, that is yours. That is paycheck for you every single month. Every time that you pay down your mortgage using the tenant's money, right? Every single month that you do that, the paycheck, your mortgage reduces. That is equity, which you can actually take out, right? Through ELOC, through cash out refinance, you can easily take it out, use it to buy another property, use it however you want to, but make sure you are using it on asset, not depreciating lifestyle liability. Don't go and use it to buy a car or use it to buy a purse or something. Let's not do that, right? We are all financial savvy now, okay? Now, so that is the second paycheck. 1 is cash flow, 2 is equity, 3 on the other hand is what is called appreciation. Just like rule of 72, that your money doubles with ETF every 7 years. With real estate, it doubles every 10 years because there is an increase of 10% every year, right? But that is if you buy it right. The one that we bought in 2017 already doubled. One other person said our own doubled in 6 years. That is a function of where you buy it. Is it bought in an A or B or C, D? If you go to D, then you are on your own, because that is the ghetto. And of course, it's not going to appreciate in value. It's going to actually be going down or stay in the same level, because crime is high, school is not the best, and then it's going to keep going down. That might be the reason why your property is not appreciating and you are thinking that, oh, something is wrong. Okay, so that is appreciation. The money doubles every single 10 years, basically, averagely. It's not me. Trust but verify. Go on Google and check it yourself. You'll see it. Whatever I said, you'll see it right there. Then the fourth one that I always say, which is the The multimillionaires cheat code is the tax benefit. Tax benefit. You can claim and claim and claim everything, especially if you are earning a good income. Meredith, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Welcome. Thank you for subscribing. Welcome here. How are you? Yeah, the Smart Investing Workshop is on May 2nd. It's on May 2nd. Do not miss it. Be on the lookout for for that post so that you can get registered. You don't want to miss it. So real estate, yeah, so tax benefit, that is absolutely, that could put tens and thousands on your property repairs, property taxes, interest that you are worried about, all of those things that can help you reduce your taxes, right? Because it's tax deductible, right? Basically, it's tax deductible. The thing that I always talk about is the other, the eighth paycheck. The fifth paycheck is other people's money. You use the bank's money to buy a property, you use the tenant's money to pay the property, and at the same time, you get tax benefit just for owning real estate. That is only possible with real estate. You can't get that with ETF. If you want to buy ETF of $250,000, you better have that money in your account, sitting there before you can buy it. But with real estate, if you are using an FHA loan with $12,000, you can have a property and asset of a building of 250,000 using 3.5% of FHA. With 20% down, like 40,000, 45,000, you can buy a property of $200,000, using the investment property route. That is a leverage. Another thing is leverage. That is the other way. With just 200,000, 250,000, you can have $1 million in asset, and the process is there. It's not like you are trying to look for ways. It is seated there, right there. So that's the beauty of real estate, right there. It can help you 10x your money overnight. It has built me wealth, right? And that's why I'm sharing what I'm sharing. It's built me wealth consistently. So for the people that are interested in real estate, as a matter of fact, you are supposed to diversify, right? Everything you are supposed to diversify. That I've created a real estate bootcamp. How you will buy your real estate in 90 days. Buy your real estate in 90 days. With 95, you're learning from somebody that I own and manage double-digit real estate portfolio. I own, not just own, manage, right? So property management, it's right there. Eviction is right there. How to buy it right. Mortgage calculator, rental income, how to calculate rental income, how to know this is a good deal, rehab, all of those kind of things. Buying out of state, internationally, financing option, the 5 C's of credit, how to build your credit, all of those things you will find in that bootcamp. So that is available. You'll find the link in my bio for the people that are interested. You can definitely get, if you are buying real estate, please make sure you get education. Don't lose your money. Do not even start real estate if you do not get education. Don't, okay? When I started investing in real estate over a decade ago, when I started investing, I paid $1,000 to learn this, right? To basically learn this over years ago. And the reason why is that I lost close to 100,000 in the stock market. And because I lost that, I wanted to use the kids' money to start real estate because I stopped 5 to 9. It wasn't making sense. And I realized that real estate can actually fund the kids' education. So I could not. So that's why I paid $1,000 for that training. So if you want the training, it's right now is at 19. I think I'm not sure if I've changed it, but it was $69.99. I don't know if the team have changed it to it's now $99.99, or if you are still lucky, if they have not changed it, you'll find it at $69.99. So go get it. If you are doing, you should have real estate in your portfolio. So be on the lookout. You want to start, you're a beginner investor, Smart Investing Workshop is available for you. May the 2nd, come learn it for free, how to invest in, buy ETFs and all of that. Real estate is the next level. If you already have your down payment, you have been looking to invest, or you plan to invest in future, right? In the next couple of months, it shows you how to buy your real estate in 90 days. That's all that it takes. 90 days is all it takes. And it tells you what you do month 1, month 2, month 3. And by month 3, by summer, you should have your property. So you would have the link in the bio. And anyone that buys anytime I'm on live, those people would also have a strategy session with me, okay, where they can ask any question. 1 hour, it's going to be a group. Everybody would have access to me. So if you buy it anytime I'm on live, so if you buy it right now, you have the strategy call where you can ask any question. My strategy call, it's $200 an hour. I just said, could you please resend? Okay, yeah, $200 an hour. So, but you would have that for free as part of that package, because I'm just trying to make sure that everybody gets the education that they need. Then lastly, you would have access to the Telegram group where I share deals. Whenever I'm buying property, part of the things that have made me successful and scale fast was the ability to buy properties at a discount. So I buy them, the highest I buy a property is 80% of the value. So it means that the property is $200,000, I only pay $160,000 for it. So those are the deals that I'm going to, or you would also have opportunities to have access to, because I'll be putting it there. It's going to be on a first come, first serve basis. Whoever gets it first, that's the person that gets it. So you're getting thousands and thousands of value in that real estate system. I call it system because it's a wealth system, because you need to have it in your portfolio. All right, that is. And then of course you would have people to ask questions, like-minded individuals, right, that can help you. So really, that's it. The 4 pillars. Then the last pillar that I talk about, right, the last pillar that I talk about is the skill, the financial fortress, the financial discipline, the financial literacy, the financial planning, and of course everything that I'm just talking about, or that we just talked about, that is financial freedom. Okay, financial freedom. I tell you, this is one thing that have built me not just 1 million, it has built me multi-million. All right, so basically all you have to do is, if you're just a beginner investor, you don't know, or you just started working, you just started learning, you need to save as much as possible. But not just saving will make your money safe, but not directly. But what helps you to build wealth is investing in smart investing, right? You have the smart investing workshop. And real estate will accelerate it faster. Real estate in itself, you already have the training. I'm not going to spend so much. Get the 90 days, and I'll just quickly show. It comes with the slide. You have the slide, and at the same time you also have the access to the video, right? These are the slides that you see. These are slides. So for people that are just visual learners, like if you're like me, or the people that like to learn, you have the different options right there. And then you also have all of the links to all of the things that you need to get started. How you can know that this is a good day versus a bad day under 5 minutes. You can definitely find that in there, really. So anything that you need to get started with real estate, you have it there. With smart investing, you would be able to learn it in the smart investing workshop. So really, that's it. That's how you build wealth, right? If you follow all of this principle, trust me, you will build wealth. And you will not build small wealth, you will build decent wealth. You know, a lot of time people would work 45 years. They work from age 20 to age 65, yet they do not get to the millionaire status. But you following this principle and you do all of these things, right? And of course, starting with your income, you would find out you will build wealth. You get to that $1 million status. At the minimum, I tell you, in 10 years. B-Boy, how are you? Welcome. And everyone, thank you all for hanging out with me today. So for anyone that gets the real estate bootcamp, the 90 days, buy your real estate 90 days with your, even with your 9 to 5, right? You would get the free consultation. You get the free consultation. Mayobi, Oloriebi, Rivana, B-Boy, Nameless King, First Lady, thank you all for hanging out with me today. And thank you all for tapping out the light. Really appreciate it. I'm a video editor. Maybe I can help you promote your business or product online and have more clients. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, send me a DM. Okay, send me a DM. And thank you for tapping out the live. Emmanuel, thank you. Tumoku, Vic, and everyone. Thank you so much. I would have to go right now. Just 1 minute for anybody that wants to get the real estate bootcamp. Buy your first rental. 90 days is all that it takes. Sure, I'll send you. Okay, perfect. B-Boy, thank you for the follow. Yeah, and if you are here and you haven't followed, I hope I was able to add value. Rufy King, Rufy, welcome. How are you doing? Yeah, and House of Tea, so good to see you all again. Mayobi, thank you all for tapping out the light. B boy, Nameless King, thank you so much for all being here today. Okay, I hope I was able to add value today. I just thought to pop out this time. As well. I just thought to pop up and just say hello to everyone and just teach us how to build wealth once again, because financial literacy is key. Ensure that your money is working harder than you do. Okay. Love you so much. Remember to subscribe on my YouTube channel and on Instagram as well, and on TikTok as well. It's Money Talk with Dr. Lina across board. All right. I love you guys so much, and ensure your money is working harder than you do. Talk to you guys soon. Love you. Bye. Bye. Subscribe so that I know that some other people are joining. We're just wrapping up right now. Subscribe if you haven't, and so that we can all learn together. Okay. Subscribe and you can meet me the next time. Thank you for hanging out with me. Meet me the next time that I'm here live. Okay.